The day after Thanksgiving, my friend Adam and I packed up the truck and headed into the Blue Ridge Mountains for some cold camping. I was excited to test my new swag, and the forecast was calling for below freezing temps. What better way to break in a new tent? Stick around for some chill camp vibes and some awesome shots of the truck with some new overlanding gear. The trails we did today, Powells Gap and Middle Creek, were super easy as you can see. Nothing more difficult was within a reasonable drive from where we met up, but we were nonetheless enchanted by the quiet stillness of winter in the Blue Ridge. It just wouldn't be a getting outside the 9 to 5 video without Hudson chasing sticks. As you can see, I've added some fun new overlanding toys to the Ranger since last you saw it. The bed rack is by RCI Off-Road, and I've added some Rotopax and an awning. The Rotopax weren't remotely necessary for this trip. However, at the time of uploading this, I'm just 2 weeks away from heading on a week-long excursion along the South Carolina Adventure Route. If you're not already, you should subscribe so you can get those videos when I post them. Primitive campsites were very tough to come by in this area. There just aren't that many that I know of along these trails. Not one of the ones we came across, however, were occupied, so we had our pick of the few that we did find. The one we settled in had a beautiful, rushing stream right next to it and wide open space. After exercising the dog a bit, we got camp set up. Now my tent right there is an Australian-style swag. I have a whole video where I talk about it, which I'll link in the description. But a big part of why I wanted to come up here in below freezing weather was to put that swag through its paces. I have to say, I really enjoyed that tent. On the way in, Adam talked me into stopping and buying a saw. I'm really glad he talked me into it because it came in handy. But I think he was overjoyed. Just look at him. That's the happiest I've ever seen that guy. Just sawing away in the winter. Must be in his Finnish heritage. The temperature was really starting to drop, so we were very happy to get a big fire going and warm ourselves by it. Speaking of Scandinavian heritage, when Becca and I were on our anniversary trip, we picked up a bottle of Misty Mountain mead. To fight off the chill, Adam and I cracked it open and enjoyed it. It was delicious. I was up to cook that night and opted for something pretty simple. Poor man's chicken and dumplings. It's just water, a chicken bouillon cube, some canned chicken, and some Pillsbury biscuits cut up into little, tiny dumplings, thrown into the pot. It's not your grandma's chicken and dumplings, but when it's below 20 degrees outside and it's hot and filling, it was pretty awesome. listening to the crackling of the fire while enjoying a nice warm meal. This is it right here. This is the best part. Hudson let me know in no uncertain terms that he was ready to turn in. So after enjoying a little more time chatting and sitting by the fire, and drinking some hot cocoa, I obliged him.
Hudson, you cozy? You nice and cozy and warm? You nice and cozy and warm? That's a yes. Got him. Look how cozy you are.
After a frankly wonderful night of sleep, Hudson and I got up just a little bit early and enjoyed the stillness before getting a fire going. Since my father taught me how to build a campfire when I was very young, I've probably started hundreds. And each and every time I get a campfire going, I'm thrilled because there's something magical about transforming wood and sparks into warmth, light, and life. I don't think it'll ever get old. Adam was up for breakfast, and he really knocked it out of the park. If only YouTube had smell-o-vision, you'd be drooling like Hudson and I were. With breakfast wrapped up and the last embers of the campfire fading into ash, we began the somber ritual of packing up and heading out. This trip was far too short, but it was a perfect brief respite amid the busyness of the holidays. As we pulled off the trail, we were greeted with both a wide view of the valley and also some falling snow flurries, which served as a perfect bookend for the trip. And as we say goodbye to this little patch of wilderness, I'm reminded of how special even the shortest trips can be when shared with a friend. The laughter, the quiet moments, the crackle of the fire, they might only last a day or two, but they leave behind something lasting. It's not just about the place, it's about the escape and the stories, old and new, that we tell and will remember long after we've gone back to our busy lives. Until the next adventure, because there's always another adventure waiting, we'll see you out there. Hey everyone, welcome back to Getting Outside the 9 to 5. I'm Steven, and this is my old friend Adam.
I'm not old.
Well, you kind of are. I hate to tell you.
Newsflash.